And a pleasant good morning to you. Welcome to the morning steam here from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. It's time to go live and take a look at today's sports betting calendar. I'm your host, Ramon Scott. Welcome to Tony'sPicks.com here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel, the 40,000 subscriber juggernaut. We're just days away from hitting that milestone for Tony. Like and subscribe to this video and Tony's channel. Free sports picks every day here at Tony's Picks. Hello to my friends coming in here to see the morning steam today. And wow, we're going all over the place with this one today. We've got NFL football, college football, pro basketball, NHL hockey, the the World Series is over, and the Texas Rangers, hey, they've eliminated the curse, if you will, with their own finally World Series title over the Rangers. Zach Gallen no hitter into the seventh inning for Arizona, but Seager broke up the no hitter in the seventh. Jonah Heim, the two-run single, Semien two-run home run, blows it open. Rangers 4 runs in the ninth. Eovaldi did well to pitch out of some trouble early, and the Diamondbacks couldn't knock those runners in. Rangers win the World Series. 62 years franchise has been around, and Bruce Bochy a title. So, did you guys enjoy the series? Who cashed what? And let's just say hello to some friends here as we get rolling with our sports betting day. I'll also have at the end of our show, we'll take a look at early action from the NFL. I'll try. Anyway, it's more question marks with this NFL week than almost any week you can remember in recent memory. Years now because of all these quarterbacks out this week. I'm counting as many as 11 replacement quarterbacks this week in starting lineups. Will that affect these already dropping totals? Weather, it's getting colder. Hello, everybody. Let's say hi to some friends and get the show going because we got a lot to cover. Blake is here to open the doors, and Looks is here. And Fernando says Rangers, so even I got one right. And hello to the team. Like and smash, get us started with our day here today. Take a look at how we did on the card. It was a short card, obviously, yesterday. Hello to Bobby here today. Easy money in the NBA with those dogs, he said. And how did it go last night for us on the show? Well, we had some free winners here. So, Ferner, nice to see Ferner today. Liking the Titans in the game today. Hello to Brent. Thanks for your contributions to our Discord. I'm trying to pick it up in there, put a little bit of information. One of the things I put in there yesterday was a little bit of a sad news as we lost the General Robert Montgomery Knight and the legendary college basketball coach for Indiana and Texas Tech passes away at 83. We had the Bucks and the Raptors game over. Was one of our winners here. I think we had the Wizards against the Hawks was a show winner. How about? Let's see. Trying to read my writing here. We did have a premium winner, Kings Warriors under. My premiums weren't great, so we'll get back on it today. And get your contributions as well. Here's Looks. He says, Ramon, don't forget about the NFL. Make an adjustment here. Thank you for your patience there. Uh, Look says, don't forget about those NFL primetime unders, Ramon. Talk about it today, maybe, because they continue to crush. I will say this, while the primetime unders so far this season are 19-7 to the under, the Thursday night games are just 4-4 with the highest average of any of the nights. The Thursday night games right now are averaging 47.7 points per game. Obviously, we'll talk about tonight's matchup because of the uniqueness, I guess, of the odds because of what we're seeing with the quarterback. This is one, we talk about, and I would say, because I'm here talking about the replacement quarterback. So both these teams could be with replacements tonight. Obviously, we know that. Uh, well, we'll get into it in just a second with the preview of that. So, okay, Ferner, there you go. Thank you. I thank you for that. I knew I was having trouble finding the basketball winners there, but we'll get it tonight on this card, 4-game card in the NBA. Yeah, NHL certainly a little more solid there yesterday with some of our winners, including Avalanche on the puck line. And I did have a premium winner last night in the NHL Coyotes and Ducks game to go over. Baseball, we had it right. We called it Texas here to wrap it up, and premium winner on the under Texas and Arizona. I'm going to go over to tonyspicks.com and see who did well on the team yesterday and see what everybody has ready for us today in just a moment. But anything else here as far as our overnights are concerned? Any big news that you guys wanted to, cover here before we move on? I don't know if there was any earth-shattering news with the NBA card yesterday. Um, let's just go over to Tony'sPicks.com here, and I want to. Sorry about that, you guys. I'm just queuing it up. Here we go. I want to show how our handicappers did yesterday here on the site, and it was Ron Crawford, our man, the newest capper here. I mean, I don't want to say I've been following Ron for several years here doing this stuff. Uh, he's been uh, pretty well known around some of the YouTube internet handicapping circles. And well, he's made the jump to professional here at Tony'sPicks.com. And Ron goes 4-1 yesterday. So thanks, Ron, for being part of the team. And obviously, he's a hardworking capper. You go follow him on Twitter, for example. You'll see, it didn't start doing this yesterday. So Ronnie goes 4-1 yesterday. His best day here on the site, top of the handicapper leaderboards. Great job, Ron. Sean Dinwiddie, King of Totals, 2-0. Hollywood Sam, 2-0-1. Ben Ruhala, 9-7. Mindy Hahn won her only premium play on Wednesday. Tim Irwin, 2-1. Nick Lagaretos, 3-2. Ralph Raymond, 3-2. That's the handicapper leaderboard from yesterday. I don't see Ramon there, so let's try to get him some winners here. Let's take a look at the last 7 days at the site. You have Chauncey Giles on top, up nearly 10 units over the last week. One of our new cappers here on the network. Ben Ruhala, plus 8.75 units over the last 7 days. Hollywood Sam, up 813. There's Ron on the weekly leaderboard now. Good job, Ron. Up 418. And Nick Bartini profitable over the last week, over the last 30 days. Hollywood Sam continues to roll, absolutely destroy, actually, with up 39.43 over the last 30 days. No let up right now. And Sam continues to crush this board. Chauncey Giles up over 15 units. Ben Ruhala's up 11 units. Joseph Schultz is up 10 units on the site. Click on the Premium Picks tab. You'll find more handicapper leaderboards and our premium picks, 3 packs, 5 packs, 7 packs, single day action from our crew. Nick Vartini has a 3 pack with two in the NBA and tonight's NFL game. Also, best bets from the team today include those from Ben Ruhala and Tony T, as well as Nick Lagaretos. In the NHL tonight, $15 plays from the team, also from Daniel Walasachuk in tonight's football game. Click on the All Cappers tab, find the handicapper of your choice, and get signed up. Use that promo code TonyT at checkout to save 20% off all premium pick packages, including mine on Thursday. Hey, why not grab a 7-day package here, get you through the weekend with me here on the site. Check out all my records previously and get that weekly all sports package for $149. Use that promo code TonyT at checkout, save 20%. Get you all my plays. Usually average anywhere from 3, 5, 7, up to even a dozen plays on the weekend. So thanks for listening, and check me out over at tonyspicks.com. All right. Uh, let's continue on here with the show and say hello to Ray Otachi here yesterday. He had us some soccer winners yesterday. And let's see who else. Urban Meyer talk there. I mean, it's really good. I mean, it feels a little too hot. Like you know, right now the rumors won't go away, so it does feel like. But man, I mean, gosh, with all that drama they've had, do you really need a guy who swims in drama? All right, let's get started with the show. Go right to the NFL today because certainly have plenty to talk about with this game. And like I said, I'll preview also the early games, including the contest from Frankfurt, Germany, at the end of the show. So we could be here a while. Settle in. Hopefully, you have time for me today. With a pretty large card going, especially in hockey, where we have, I believe, 13 games on the card. How long is that going to take us? All right, let's get over to. Hi, Mr. Stretch. The Tennessee Titans are going to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Thursday night football action tonight from the Steel City. The Steelers are favored in this one here at -2.5 tonight, and the current total sits at 37. Maybe it's gone up just a tad here today, but the real question mark is who's going to play quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers tonight. Looks like Kenny Pickett is ready to get in there and make the start tonight. This was one of the games I certainly said that maybe we could have two quarterbacks that might not be in there, but does look like Pickett can make this start. Obviously, he's got a somewhat experience. Let's just call him an experienced backup in Mitchell Trubisky if there was any problem. So we'll check his status and see how it goes tonight for uh, uh, Pickett because that's Pittsburgh's man at this point, but he is probable with that rib situation. So Minka Fitzpatrick out is certainly another injury of note. DeAndre Hopkins probable here. And of course, Tannehill misses a game, so Will Levis becomes our focus a little bit as far as the quarterback position. He's been one of the most talked about backups here out of all these guys, right? You don't know who's coming and who's going at this point. And there are jobs to a certain extent that can be won with some of these situations. It's not like the old days where you would say, you can't lose your job because of an injury. Well, here, good luck with that. I mean, a guy comes in like Will Levis, and you could be Ryan Tannehill with experience and a reasonable amount of success under your belt. Probably can still considered to be, uh, at the maybe at your prime. Look, Tannehill's not a Hall of Famer or anything, and we don't even know if he's a champion at this point. But he certainly has been. When he made the move to Tennessee, they thought it would be a good situation. And it has. I mean, hey, quarterback is hard. Tannehill's had success for all the down turns he's had, all the fun we've made of him as well. I've probably made less fun of him a little bit. I mean, quarterback is tough. Quarterback is tough. So Levis, 4 touchdowns in his first game as a starting quarterback, and that's only been done 3 times in the history of football. So right now, Levis, the job is his to win. I mean, Tannehill's, you know, if it were maybe the 1 or 2 week thing, maybe Tannehill comes back. But if Will Levis can light it up, if he can do something here against the Pittsburgh Steelers on the road, a team that people wanted to cast aside a little bit and say, hey, this isn't the usual Steeler outfit that we're used to, but considering their mediocre results here of late over the last couple of years here, I don't know, Pittsburgh's in an okay situation, I would think, with their 4-3 record right now and playing a home game that they're favored in. It feels like it's an okay situation for me for the Pittsburgh Steelers here in this matchup. So I don't know with these quarterbacks. Look, I want to think that Will Levis uh, is going to be that guy. I mean, uh, if anything, when you saw him at Kentucky, the storyline was always the same thing. Here's a guy. Kentucky has an NFL prospect at quarterback. It's just he plays on Kentucky. They're not great. If anything, they did pretty well offensively when Levis was there because he was able to produce. He was in the SEC after all, going up against some pretty tough, stiff competition. So, there's a little bit to be said for what was going on with Levis in college and maybe why he wasn't, a star in college. But again, everyone talked about how good he was and that he was a true pro prospect. He can win this job eventually here. Londo doesn't, he thinks he's, Thursday night, uh, don't want to get involved. We're involved in this one. This is an important game in the season. I mean, Tennessee, their season is well, I was going to say in a maybe a throwback to Coach Knight, a season on the brink for Tennessee here in this one. They do need this win. They could survive if it doesn't work out that way, but I'll take the under in this one with the Titans and the Steelers. Um, you know, I do have a rookie quarterback on the road going up against the Steelers. Defense, are they traditionally as strong as years past? Well, I don't know. Not awful, right? So, all right. Let's see here. Okay, still having a little bit. Thought I'd be better today on my notes over here, but well, it's not quite working out. Anyways, I hope I got you some good information on the. We could talk about it a little bit more if you want. It doesn't look like Brent doesn't have much hope at all here. Rodney says, just run the ball. You have a guy you can run the ball with here. And Tennessee, they've lost all 3 road games so far. They're 1-2 against the spread. Remember, they did lose a game by just 1 point. I'm not necessarily fading Levis long term. Maybe I just am here tonight. I don't know. This would be a thing where, hey, maybe this is a spot that I want to take. People are kind of casting him aside here a little bit, but 4 touchdowns in that game. Tennessee 12-7 against the spread, off of a win, but 0-2 in that role this season. 10-5-1 last 16 as a road underdog, but Pittsburgh great at close games, particularly at home. They're 29-16-1 against the spread in their last 46 games when the spread is 3 points or less. So this is their role. Close games. Pittsburgh's gone under in 6 of their 7 games so far this season. Tennessee's gone under in 5 of their 7 games. That's a combined. Even I can, figure that one out. This season, these guys have gone over in just 3 of their games combined. So Joey wants the Steelers here. Bobby has his score as well. All right. Thanks a lot. You guys enjoy the game tonight. I'll take the under in this one. All right. Man, love talking these games, and I have more notes here. I make too many notes and just always leave them on the cutting room floor. There is college football to talk about tonight with 3 games on the card, including this one. TCU at Texas Tech in an important battle here with Texas Tech favored in this one by 3 points at home, and the total currently sits at 59 and a half. We've seen a much lower number than this in some look aheads as the pressure has been on here to the over in early betting patterns. But let's see here. Get your guys' comments rolling on this one as well. Get my college football up and get ready to talk about these games. I don't know if the Maction was worth talking about last night, so we'll just roll right in here to this contest with TCU and Texas Tech here. TCU coming in with that 4-4 record right now. Texas Tech 3-5. They've lost their last 2 games, turning the ball over left and right. Quite frankly, Texas Tech is 0-5 straight up in games where they've scored 39 points or less. So really, it's either that offense is on track uh, and they can handle it and they get into shootouts, or it doesn't work out. And here you're looking at a total of 60 against a TCU team that definitely has had some put up some big numbers certainly this season. They have they always score big in their wins. I know this is always something people beat in. Oh, they score in their wins, they don't in their losses, but averaging 35 points in those wins, and in some of their losses, 3 points, 14 points, 21 points. Did lose that wild one. TCU gave up 343 yards on the ground last week, and they're allowing 212 yards per game in their last 4 games. They are a terrible underdog on the road. They've failed in 10 of their last 13 games coming into this one. But they are getting the points here. Let's see your comments. Hello to Dre and Joey here. Texas Tech or pass here, he says. Joey maybe says, oh, there it is, Texas Tech. Thomas Lewis on Texas Tech here, it looks like. There we go. Thank you. And well, for me, man, this one, like I said, this total is kind of bounced, you know, all over the place to a certain extent. But I feel like it is has gone too high for me. I'm probably going to take the under. I just don't feel comfortable right now. At even at is it what does it say 59 and a half here? Got it. I've got it 5 points lower. Quite frankly, Peasy, I didn't even check to see how the Steam did there on some of those games yesterday. I'm curious now. No, it rolled pretty good. It looks like, huh? Might have to update that. Looks here says, "Give me the Red Raiders at home." I think it's obvious here. I'm going to take the under. I don't really have a side in this game yet, so I feel like I might be giving out my best play here as a premium. Brent likes the under as well. And that's the way I'm going to cook it up here, Brent, with all due respect. Hope I can say that without, I'm sure you get it all the time, but I'm going to whip it up here with Brent. We're going to take the under here. And, oh, wow, that, yeah, those steam moves really came in good yesterday on that basketball. Wow. Okay. All right. Wake Forest and Duke. College football action for Thursday night. And we know certainly the situation for Duke involves their quarterback Riley Leonard. Here, can't really go forward without knowing about it at this point. He's very important to this team's success. Obviously, we've seen you know two different teams out there right now with the line currently at 12 and a half. It feels like Leonard would be playing in this one. I don't think there's any indication that he wouldn't be, right? Let me take a look here at the injury report. But it does feel like Leonard is, yeah, I mean, I don't really see any indication that would say that Leonard. Oh boy, did I buy a cheap $20 mouse that isn't going to be what I thought it was going to be here? Do I forget how to use a mouse? All right. Just move forward with what I have on the game here and just go with my written notes on this one with Wake Forest and Duke. And for Duke, their offense has been going down of late. Off, with some of that certainly has been because of Leonard's absence from the lineup. Okay, here we go. Let's see here, and Joey says, don't they also have defensive injuries here? Brent has a score. He says Duke 16, Wake 14. So take the points as both teams continue to struggle offensively. And this total at 45. And let's see. Again, I mean, it will make a big difference, I would think, with Leonard in there. Um, no, I would think, for me, anyway, let's see. Hello to Nathan. Nice to see you today as well. Panger is here today off of a big day. Dre says, let's go, Duke. Thomas says, give me the Duke Blue Devils. And Ray says, he's got Wake Forest plus the points in this one. All right. Well, I think I have a feeling. I know where I'm going with this one. I was kind of seeing if I could get a little consensus from you guys, but looks like some mixed results here in the chat on this one. So I don't know. I may be having a disagreement here though with Ben or with Brent. With that, he has this thing big time under. Man, I my play's on the over. I'm afraid here. I know Duke's gone under in 3 of their last 4 games coming in, and Duke has gone, or let's see, Wake's gone under in 5 of their last 6. Duke has gone under in 3 of their last 4 games, but maybe I'm overanalyzing it to when I have Leonard in there. So, all right, and in my numbers also, I mean, I know that sure that the decline has been, towards uh, the offense is struggling here of late. Yes, I get that, but I'm gonna have to go over this number here. I know Tony was, I think he was on the other side, but Nathan also wants the under here as well. He says, look at the way these guys are coming in on the under with 3 of the last 4 for Duke, 5 of the last 6 for Wake Forest. Under. But I'm going to go over Wake Forest. Their quarterback's thrown 7 interceptions this season with just 9 touchdowns. But um, talking about those injuries a little bit on defense with Duke here as well. All right. I'm on the over. South Alabama Jaguars and Troy Trojans here in this one. And Troy, a favorite here at home by 4 points. And the total currently sitting at 45. This one's moved a little bit higher here as the week's gone along, but not a tremendous amount of movement. Opened as low as 43.5. But again, I'm not sure I trust a move that much at this point at 45. For South Alabama, they have 4 convincing victories. All their wins have been by big time double digits, some of them by as high as 20-point wins here this season. Joey says, take Troy. So Nathan's on the Cougars, whoever they are. Jaguars, Nathan, Jaguars. I think, right? I think I'm right. For Troy, they've won 5 straight, but they've given up some points big time. Here's Brent with his prediction on the game. He says Troy 43, South Alabama 29. He likes Troy to roll here in this one. I've seen this line as high as 7.5. Jaguars have gone over in 4 of their last 5 games. Solo says South Alabama is the play. He's going on a reverse line here. He's going to lay 5.5 on the road. So that's probably a big time return right there. I think Solo probably means take the points. Probably means plus 5.5, but maybe he doesn't. Maybe he does want to lay 5.5 here in this one. So far, Troy with this coach in conference, 12-2 against the spread in Sun Belt games for Sumrall so far. So he's been very solid. Troy's been taking the ball away. They've got their plus 7 in turnovers in the last 2 games. So I'm gonna take Troy in this one as well to get it done and roll here. It's a little bit uncomfortable, I think, with this price. I don't think I'm gonna get there on a premium. So let me lay the points here with Troy. In fact, I better put a 4.5 on there. To be fair, I think some people might. And again, I'm going to buy it down. I mean, I've got to get it off some of these numbers there at 4.5, 4, 3.5, and 3. And Sola says, I will lay it. I will lay it. Wow. Okay. So I'm on Troy laying it, and Solo's on South Alabama reverse line laying it. Oh boy. That's all right. I'll take Troy here as my play on the show. Let's look at college football for tonight. 3 games. Enjoy. And we'll go to the NBA. Welcome to NBA. The Toronto Raptors at the Philadelphia 76ers. NBA action for Thursday, November 2nd. Sixers here favored in this one by up to 9 now. We're seeing more action here on the Sixers, continuing to move in that direction. Total here, it looks like it's down to 216 or so. I think we could update that one here. Or I'll leave it higher. I mean, I feel like I like the over, so maybe we get your comments in here and see what you guys like. I might like the over a little bit too strong. That could be my premium, is what it feels like. But I'm just not sure of the side, and I don't want to give out a tough side. So what do you guys got here in this one? Nothing yet. You guys are still a little bit on that football game. Sorry if I didn't stick around there on that. But I better just stick with what I felt is the over. The reported steam did come in on the under here, so maybe that's why it is right now as low as 216, 215 and a half. But I've got to take the over in this one here with the Raptors and the Sixers. I do feel like these lower scores are hitting a little bit as far, when the total seems to be lower right now. Well, it does seem like they are staying under. But to me, this matchup feels like an over matchup with these right now anyway. So, and anyways, there's no unreasonable totals tonight. Those 230s, I struck out yesterday with two very high numbers as I tried to go under the 230. There is some trend information league wide that those big 230 games are not making it, but that based on some of the data from last year and maybe this year they are making it, because we saw Boston score over 150 points yesterday in a game that just never let up. All right, here's Fernando on the over in this one. Brent says he's got the Sixers winning this one by 10. And he says he's not excited, Brent. And I don't need to tell you how to bet, but if that is indeed your prediction, you have a premium there on the over, sir. You have 228 for your predicted score on a game that is the 10 points over. Now, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just going, hey, if I had Brent Cook numbers, I'd be on a premium on the over. Ferner likes the over here as well, but he'll take it down to 212, 214 range, it sounds like. All right. Philly so far is 3-0 to the over this season. Fernando likes the over. Solo likes the Raptors. Here's the Sixers for Nathan. Panger Life here says Sixers first half full game. Joey says taking the Sixers. Nathan will not be betting the NBA today, even though he just gave out the Sixers. Ray says, give me the under. And Look says, take the Sixers. They did the right thing. They got rid of the headache here, right? If they only would have, I don't know, they'll be fine. They've got a superstar who can shine now, and it feels like a good thing long term for the Sixers. Will it start tonight? I'm not sure just yet. Give me the over right now. It does feel like, for me, I'm leaving it up there at 217 because I kind of like it as a premium, and I do agree. It looks like it's 9 everywhere right now. I'll take the over. The Detroit Pistons are going to take on the New Orleans Pelicans. NBA action here for Thursday, November the 2nd. Wow, November the 2nd. Right now, it looks like New Orleans is a 7.5 point favorite, and the total is down to 218. We have seen some movement here on the over just within the last, 10 or 15 minutes. It's taken a little bit higher, but probably lower than this number that I have on screen. New Orleans comes in 3-1. Detroit 2-3 thus far. Got some plays here maybe from you guys on this one. Maybe Nathan here says I'm on the Pelicans, coming in with that 3-1 mark. And that's the way I'm gonna probably go as well. I'm gonna probably lay it here. Look, I'm on kind of Detroit. Um, I want to say kind of long term or whatever. I think I don't know. It feels like we like Detroit a little bit here in the long term, but I don't know if I do tonight, you guys. I'm leaning to the Pelicans here. I think Rays on the Pistons and the points, and Brent here says Pelicans 110, Pistons 102. That looks like an under here, although Brent has listed Pelicans -7 there. Yeah, spread too close, but I'd say if I had Brent's numbers, I'd be looking to go. Uh, if I had Brent's projection, I'd look to go under. I'm actually kind of looking to the over in this game myself. And I almost want to save New Orleans a little bit, but it's a lot of points. So, and that's what Brent said right there. Yeah, it looks like there are some on Detroit, certainly there, Nathan. But I'm going to take New Orleans here right now as my play on the show. And let's move on. Got a lot of games, so it's going to just got to make a pick and move on. It feels like. The Orlando Magic and the Utah Jazz. NBA action for Thursday here. The Magic on the road. I believe the Jazz have probably moved to a 1 point favorite here. This is one I probably at least got to change. Looks like the Jazz have moved to the 1 point favorite tonight. And the total has dropped here maybe a point, point and a half, 221, 221 and a half or so here. There we go. All right. Uh, for the Jazz here in this one, look, there was a reported steam that came in here on the Jazz already or today that moved this line to Jazz uh, as the 1 point favorite here. But for me, I was more interested probably in the total in this one. Uh, this evening at 221 now. I'm looking to the over with the Magic and the Jazz here tonight. This one opened as high as 224, or I've seen 224, and this one's only dropped lower. So I get it. I guess that's what the sharps are doing. Haven't necessarily seen it, be a steam play or anything of that nature. But for me, I'm going to end up with the over in the game between the Magic and the Jazz tonight. This one on the side, well, it opened maybe close to a pick, and we've just seen some back and forth action here. Let's get your plays on this one. Jazz could come out flat off the back to back, and it could go under. Man, Brent and I are not. And again, hey, you know, I could stand to get a few more data points, I guess. Looks with his comment here. He watched the Magic versus the Lakers and the Clippers. They have bad shooters, and I don't know. I've talked about Banchero, and I, feel like I hope that there's not a problem here, but he has not looked good so far this season. I mean, it's looked fine as far as health wise and all that, but he's not having the performances that he did early on, and even his rookie year early in the season. Fernando will be with me on the over. And Ferner's on the Jazz. Thomas is on Orlando. And Werner said he was on the Jazz in that game last night against Memphis, and the Jazz got it done, of course, in a pretty solid over, I would say, right? Hello to Darren today. Here is Fernando. He wants to be on the Magic in this one. And I just was not sure at this point, or I'm not tipping my hand maybe, but I'll take the over with the Magic and the Jazz. I'm fading the move here a little bit. One more on the hardwood here with the San Antonio Spurs and the Phoenix Suns. What a game these guys had the other night, huh? The Suns would like to get some revenge on these young Spurs after the Spurs just, stole the game. They stole the ball from Durant. They were harassing the Suns and all that, weren't they? They were looking all of a sudden after the Spurs got beat by, I don't know what it was, 30, 40, I don't know how many points they got beat. And all of a sudden they came up with a big, big comeback and a big, big effort. And Nathan says he's not a believer at all. He thinks everyone's really hype on uh, Wembenyama and thinks that the value here is with the other teams at this point. So it wasn't a good start for the Spurs, certainly, to the way things were going. Brent says he's got it as a close game, so he's probably going to be with the Spurs here. Rays on the Suns first quarter. Panger says he likes the Suns first half or first quarter. Suns to come out with a fast start. That's the way that's the way he's looking at this one. So, all right. For me, I've got another over here today with the Spurs and the Suns. At is it 225? And let me take a look at this one. Make sure I get the right line. In fact, it might be even as high as 226 right now. Let me put it up there at 226. And the spread seems to have gone up just a bit here to 8.5. Again, it was the Spurs getting the win, getting the money, just a great confidence building victory for Wembanyama and the Spurs when they beat the Suns in the big comeback in the last game. So that was big time. 115, 114 would be big time Spurs. This is right here. That's Spurs and under right there. Spurs and over right there. Solo likes the Spurs to hang in there all of a sudden. And here is Thomas says Suns win, Spurs cover. Look, Spurs are 2-2, and so's Phoenix at this point. I said on here, and you guys kind of, set me straight a little bit. I said, man, the Suns don't look good. The way they choked that game, and you guys calmed me down a little bit. Said, hey, don't forget, you still have the, injury factor, which is involved in this game too. Certainly with Booker, with Beal. Booker questionable tonight, and Beal is out. Damian Lee's still out. So do have a little bit of issues here, also on the injury front, and still a big spread. So okay, I'll take the over with the Spurs and the Suns. Darren says, "Give me the first quarter here." Okay, that's it for basketball. Here's tease it for Nathan. Furnace says, "Take the points. The Suns haven't shown too much yet." get into NHL action here for Thursday night. Huge card. So let's get into it. We're going to be here. See if we can take care of this one in 30 minutes or less. And check our goalies as well. Panthers, Red Wings. You got Bob here on the road against James Reimer. Expected in there. I believe Reimer actually is a confirmed goaltender in this one. Yes. Reimer confirmed here. Bob is not. And you have the Red Wings. Look, they're an underdog here. Panthers about $1.20 or so in this one. The total 6.5 over 25, maybe even as high as $1.30 at this point, as this one continues to go up here this morning. And Florida favorite on the road. I don't know. Red Wings have done a pretty nice job so far this season. We know that. And this total just continues to rise. It would seem apparent to me that I expect goals in the game. I expect goals, and I don't know. I kind of think Florida could be in the right spot as a favorite here in this one. Hello to Panger. He's ready to get the bread. Oh, he's been here. Okay. Nothing yet on the hockey. All right, for Reimer, he is 2-1, and we know Detroit's off to this pretty good start, right now. So there's really no problem with where they stand at this point. But Reimer 2-1 with a 1.6 goals against and a 94% save percentage, and he has a shutout so far this season. For Bobrovsky, I'm expecting him in there 3-1, a 2.87 goals against, and a 90% save percentage thus far this season. Fernando leans the Red Wings. And Brent has this one Panthers 2, Red Wings 2 at the end of regulation. So he leans Panthers money line in this one. Maybe he likes them to, be able to win this in the shootout, in overtime, I would guess. But it looks like he does like an under here, and I'm not sure that I do. Fernando, Red Wings. Nathan Wings. Joe Kryptonite is here. Oh, awesome. Hi, Joe. Great to have you over here. Nice to see you. Hang out with Joe at one of those other internet chat rooms where they watch the games live, I think. Darren likes the Panthers as well. Man, I like the Panthers too. All right. Looks like since there's maybe a disagreement on the total, I'll move to the Panthers here with you guys. I like the Panthers. I see enough support. I don't see anybody want to take the Red Wings except for Nathan, and his was only a lean a little bit here. Fernando also with the lean, but I'm going to take the Panthers as well. I'm going to lay this on the road against the Wings. We've been on the Wings enough here, no doubt, but I'm trying the Panthers here in this one today. All right. Hurricanes and Rangers NHL action for Thursday. Carolina on the road with Frederik Andersen. Rangers at home. Igor Shesterkin. Neither goaltender is confirmed just yet. Check out some other sites too. See if we can't get a handle here on where we're going in goal with some of these. In this one, you have the Rangers here about $1.15 favorite, and this total is 5.5. Starting to see a few 5.5s now after maybe the scoring in the last couple of days or so has been down here a little bit in some of the games, and some unders have come home to roost a little bit. I actually haven't seen a lot of sharp action here on this total necessarily, but there's been plenty of action on the side, and well, most of it seems to, I don't know, it seems pretty mixed actually coming in. So I'm probably just going to end up on the Rangers in this one at a pretty reasonable price with Shesterkin. Here's Brent says the Hurricanes are 5-22 in the last 27 meetings. Into wow, 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 wow. Joe Kryptonite. I don't even think the Habs are playing. He's on the wrong game. He's ahead of us. Joe's ahead of us. Uh, that's hard to do. Fast forward the video. Ray's got the Hurricanes here. Hello to Daryl today. Brent's got this one 3-3 end of regulation. So he's got a lean to the Rangers in this one. I'm on the Rangers. Fernando will take the over. Nathan is on the Canes here in this one. But I'll take the Rangers here. Do do certainly like that long term trend there that was mentioned. And Nathan liked the Canes so much. Oh, he wanted to correct his line. Okay, no problem. Fernando's got your soccer coverage ready for the weekend when Fernando and I get our show together, our soccer show. Darren's on New York here. All right, more hockey action coming up here. Peasy's on the Rangers. He'll take the Rangers with me. Lightning and Blue Jackets. Here's the Lightning on the road. Big favorite here. 160 for the Lightning with Jonas Johansson against Elvis Merzlikins in this one, and showing that neither goalie confirmed just yet in the matchup. All right, let me take a look here with Tampa favored right now $1.60, even $1.65, and this total continues to climb as well. I'm showing as high as 6.5 over 25, maybe even 6.5 over 30 now at some spots. This total continues to rise and just feels like it's getting a little bit too high, a little too juicy. I don't know if they'll even get to 6.5 here, but I'm going to be on Columbus tonight. I'm getting some nice plus money here against the Lightning that I'm not sure. I have the Blue Jackets slightly on the improve, and I have the Lightning slightly on the decline. If I'm going to get some plus money here early season, I'm going to go with Brent, for example. He says Blue Jackets on the puck line, but I think the puck line is probably too high for my liking as far as my main pick, my main bet here. So I'll just end up take the Blue Jackets here uh, on the money line here at plus $1.30 or plus $1.30 or better is probably what I'd give out to you as far as what I would tolerate. May even go down a little bit more. I do like Columbus, whatever it is. I mean, I don't want to lose too much value. I mean, you could have got Columbus as high as I believe $1.50 or so early on, but I just feel like I want Columbus at home. You can get a better price here. Take them in regulation. And Nathan's always leaning to the BJs there, if you will. All right, plus $1.39 right now at one offshore book here, so that's definitely something that I can get behind. And says, yeah, actually minus $1.65 isn't awful, I guess, for this one. So maybe I can also take a little puck line, make sure we get the right price. Amazing that Mike would miss something, such a great payday by just a half a goal because he's so solid on all those numbers. Islanders and Capitals, free NHL pick, and this one is for Thursday, November 2nd, with goaltenders expected here, Varlamov and Darcy Kemper for the Rangers. And I'm showing that the Islanders here favored on the road, minus $1.30 or so now. I think they're probably in a pretty decent spot here against Washington today. I'm not even sure I'm interested in looking at much line movement here to make my influence. I feel I'm I'm pretty down on this Capitals team still, and I think their record has kind of helped take away some of the distrust for betters at this point. It feels like with Washington, they've been able to pick up some victories of late. Now let's see, they have, yeah, Kemper here against Varlamov. Both goalies unconfirmed at this point. Here comes some comments from you, and Brent says he's going to take the Capitals here. He scores the game 4 to 2.6. That would be very, very strong for the Caps. So Brent and I just looks like we're going heads up in this one. I'm taking the Islanders as a road favorite here. Did I have the date wrong here? Oh, Fernando said no, his soccer match is on November 4th. Okay. So not much from you guys on opinions on this game, but you do have for Washington Kemper with a 2.92 goals against so far this season and a 3-2-1 record. He's got a 90% save percentage for Varlamov. He's given up just 1.5 goals per game in 2 starts and has a 96% save percentage. He's been hot so far when he's gotten his chance in goal. And Darren here, I think, is on the under. Thomas does like the Islanders here in this one. They are the slight favorite. And like I said, I'm not seeing much from from the Sharps here in this one. That kind of, a little bit disturbed at this point. They haven't come in with anything, but maybe it's just not a game they're interested in. I'll take the Islanders, though. Mostly, I would say some in these spots. When I've got these opening road favorites, I almost just automatically gravitate and see if that when they open small road favorites, I gravitate to them and say, is this a team I'm willing to get behind right away? And these favorites seem to do pretty well. Also, they're pretty rested here, right? So I like that as well. Go my Kings! They're going to take on the Senators here, and man, the Kings are a road favorite or a pick 'em. It could be a pick 'em at this point at some spots, and this total just continues to rise, and I can put it probably more comfortably right now at 7 under 30 since that's cheaper juice. Always want to post a cheaper juice. That's a more accurate line. not more accurate, but just tighter line. More people are going to bet into a tighter line like that. So, in this one with the Kings on the road, obviously the Kings having a good start to the season here. I like everything that's happening right now with my Kings and Talbot. This has been a good call by the Kings as far as their goaltending situation so far this season. Take a look at the numbers for these guys here. Neither of these guys are confirmed, but Talbot a 4-2, 4-2-1 with a 2.47 goals against and 91.5 save percentage. Corpusalo 2-3 with a 3.21 goals against and a 90% save percentage so far this season. And Mike does like the Kings in this one. Brent's got it a high scoring game. He says he's got this one 4-4 at the end of regulation and 8 goals. Wow. That is big time. Darren says he'll go over the 6 goals in the Kings game. Like I said, what do I have listed there? 7. So you're buying it down. It's like Darren, buy it down. Make sure he does think it is going to be a high scoring game. And I don't know why wouldn't it be with these two teams? I mean, the Ottawa so far is 5-0 to the over at home, and the Kings are 4-0 to the over as a favorite. So again, I haven't seen much movement here necessarily from sharps. I think they're just driving this one up based on look. I'm talking about how great the Kings are. We don't want to slight how good Ottawa's been. They actually have a better record than the Kings. I mean, this is like the game of the day. This is like the um, sneaky game of the day, right? I mean, you have two of the best teams in the league so far this season, as far as their records are concerned. I mean, 5-2 for the Kings, and yeah, I mean 4-4 for Ottawa. But I'm just they let me make sure I'm saying it right. I'm pretty sure I have Ottawa as profitable. I don't want to be wrong. Maybe it's only at maybe it's only at home that I have Ottawa. Oh, they're okay. No, they're okay. They're just 3-2 at home. Okay, I thought they were 4-1 at home for some reason. Forgive me on that. Okay, that I see it here. All right, they're just 1-2 as an underdog so far. But again, this one's so close. I don't even know if I can designate them an underdog at this point. Kings are 4-0 on the road so far this season and also 3-1 on the puck line, but I think they're laying it here. Okay, it doesn't look like you guys have too much going on this one. I guess uh, look, it's supposed to be a ridiculous score. Brent likes the over. I guess I could still go over here in this one, even at even at 7. That's why I put it up there as a 7 now because I got to give myself a little bit of a challenge. And with the way these two teams are going over right now, they're a combined 14-3 right now to the over, and the Kings, like I said, doing well at that 5-2 record, playing their best hockey here on the road. Obviously, with a 4-0 straight up mark. The Leafs and the Bruins here, NHL action for Thursday night in Boston, and this one's very closely rated. I'm showing it now here, close to a pick 'em, as maybe a little bit of a move here. Let's just at least call it $1.15 per. Can we call it even $1.15? I don't know if we can. Looks like there's a bit of a move here on Toronto. Maybe because Allmark maybe is not going to be in there today, and we may get some Swayman action. And that could be swaying the betters a little bit here. With Samsonov in there for Toronto, neither goaltender has been confirmed just yet, but seems like a lot of pressure here to the over in this one at 6 under 20. Has it gone up here a little bit? No, maybe it's still six. Yeah, maybe it has gone up just a little bit. Maybe there is some move a little bit to the over here. I mean, I kind of like uh, the over in this one. I'm also leaning Bruins. What do you guys like in here? Let's take a look. Looks like Mike's is probably a 4-3 game. Not much from you guys here on this one so far. So maybe I could just make the call and get a move on here if you guys aren't too keen on this matchup. As Brent has it here, Bruins 3.3 and Leafs 2.3. Well, that would put me on the Bruins. I already like the Bruins. Me and Brent kind of got a little something going here with his ratings. All of a sudden, after we disagreed on those other games. Mike says Maple Leafs lost last game. Bruins came from an 0-2 deficit. He likes some momentum here. It feels like of the Bruins current. All right, looks like enough Bruins here. Darren likes the under, and I like the over. So I guess I'm on the Bruins here. A little consensus. If you guys like them, I like them. You guys are mostly on the under. I'm on the over. So looks like Bruins will be the side. See how that works? Still trying to conceptualize how we can move forward with consensus and making a morning steam consensus that we're going to put as a product on the website. I want to try to get possibly maybe a place where we can go enter our plays and then see what comes out as the best play. A poll is hard. So these are the things I'm working on. If you have any ideas, join me in the Discord. Maybe we just with so few, maybe whoever maybe takes the time in the Discord, we can list all the games. I'm not sure. All right, let's continue on. With the Devils going up against the Wild here in Minnesota, Devils on the road, road favorite here, $1.15, maybe $1.20 here at this point, and the total 6.5 over 35 for sure here. So even if we do have some 5.5s, we have some 6.5s too. Let's just face it. Here and I know where I'm going. I think we'll see what you guys have to say, but um, I I I like side and total here. I'm pretty sure today. Yeah, Thomas, but we want to do a few more than that too. So let's just take a look here with Vanasek. Uh, Vanacek going up here against Gustafson for the Wild. Neither of these goalies are confirmed either. Let me refresh here and see. Maybe some beat writers have come out, seen some early morning skates. Maybe Brent here's ready to go. And Brent says Wild 4.3, Devils 2.3. That puts him big time on the Wild here. Here's Darren. He says Devils and over. So he's on the other side of Brent, but he's on the over. And that's my. So I'm wild. I'm wild. I'm wild and over. I'm wild and an over. I'm far from wild in these days, but maybe tonight. Mike says Devils, not hard to pick. Okay, you guys got too many Devils here, I think, for me to. Uh, and for Brent, he does have it at 6.6 goals, which, is barely over. But like I said, uh, this total's gone up probably too high, and I cannot give it out. I do not think as a premium here, especially if I saw. I want to say I saw some six over 35s early on. No, maybe I just wrote it down wrong. Okay, no problem. And Wild is not gonna be pop no, I agree with that, but I don't know if I can get off of 'em, Brent. I'm with you, right? So, I'm with you on the Wild. No, I like the Wild pretty strong, actually. My numbers are not as blatantly I don't know, as a 2-goal victory here, but, for a game that is close to a pick 'em. So let me give out the over as my play at 6.5, because I might be on the do Wild. So Brent doing a great job today here with me and you guys, everybody is, but thank you, Brent. Great job today. And you get his exclusive ratings in the Discord. He's resumed uh, that information. So we'll see. I know it's hard, Brent. I mean, it's hard to do thing before you did it, and you had to stop doing it. It's time consuming. We know it. Believe me, uh, if this wasn't my job, this would be time consuming. All right, and I'm only here for a couple of hours. It takes 3 or 4 to do it and all that. I'm pretty serious about this. You guys know by now. That's why you guys are here. Thank you, you guys. Got almost 4 dozen of you here right now, and thank you also everybody watching on the delay or on the replay and the chopped up videos as well. We get all these games get well over 1,000 views, and we want to get them right. Stars and Oilers here, Wedgwood and Skinner. This one with Minnesota with Edmonton at home, $1.35, maybe even $1.40 now. Edmonton looks to be on the move here a little bit today. Might want to even bump them up here and make sure we get it right. Because they feel like the right side to me, you guys, and might as well just jack up the price because I think it's only going one direction with Edmonton here today. And the move is looks to be if it, on the over here, but looks like it's getting too high. Feels like too high at this point. At 6.5 over 15. I thought it was barely tolerable at uh, 6 over 25 or so. So I'm pretty. I'm probably going to just take the under here, thinking that this is too high. I mean, I feel strongly about Edmonton today. Could it be a premium here today? Or will the price get too high for me? I don't know if it will. Um, I think there's still 10 cents of running room. Oilers need to get something done here, Mike says. Here's Brent. He says 3-3 today. He likes the Stars. So Brent and I not really, I don't think on the same page. Yeah, maybe it could be a 1-goal game. Feels like to me. But more so, I think for me, let me go ahead. Let me take the under as a free play. I've got to reserve this here with Edmonton. No guarantee is going to be a premium. You're not getting a premium or anything like that. But oh, okay, Brent. Well, I don't want to talk you off of the Stars there, off of your 3-3 projection. So I know the Stars have been terrific, believe me. But again, you have, and again, if they want to bet against Wedgwood because it's not Ottinger, I would caution people in doing that. But for me, I just think the Oilers, a conference game against a team like Dallas, look, the move is on the Oilers, right? I mean, I think if you think about it, Skinner, look, I mean, he's not, um, you know, anything great in there for sure. Believe me. Look, you hear uh, Oiler fans, and hey, how about our Oilers expert across the street? You should listen to him every time he talks about the Oilers. Even he's had a hard time getting behind Skinner. It sounds like a little bit, right? But again, here with the line moving to Edmonton, I'm going to trust the line because I already like the spot for Edmonton. Um, Maybe I'm glad Wedgwood might be in there. Both these guys have 3.5 goals against. Um, but I don't. That doesn't put me on the over here. I'm on the under in this game. I think the focus of the teams will be on the under, and I think anytime with a Stars game, certainly, yeah, maybe at home you might think of, and again with the backup goaltenders in there tonight, if indeed that is going to be the case. Here's Ferner with the Stars. But you've heard what Rod said, with Skinner in there. But um, look, these two teams, Oilers have gone under at least two of the four games. I think they had a push, and then the Stars have gone under in three of four on the road. And Stars are undefeated, 3-0. Stars are undefeated on the road, and they're a pretty big underdog here. And the line is moving with Edmonton. So you can look. I mean, please go with you know talent. If you look, hey, Stars are playing better. Stars got the better record right now. They're looking like the team that's going to go. By all means, don't play line movement as your be all end all. Uh, that's not the way to go. But today, when I see a game like this played out, where the spot to me says the Oilers, I just kind of not throwing out the goalies, but if I have two back, I'm going to be on Edmonton here and figure this is the spot that the reason why the game is moving to Edmonton is that some people who are probably pretty good at hockey betting coming in early like this where we don't know the goalies and everything, and the books are still willing to move against the you know mighty Stars here that are 6-1, and Edmonton's 2-5. We know they're better than that, but Edmonton, the lines, the move is on Edmonton, and I'm taking them. I'm going to be part of it. And the Jets here are going to take on the Knights on the road in this one, with the Knights a big favorite here at home. I'm showing this line, though, a little bit cheaper than this right now. There's definitely been notable action here on Winnipeg, and, well, I get it. I mean, the reported steam came in on Winnipeg. Feels like a good spot for Winnipeg. Thompson expected to be in there. Maybe they just automatically with Hill, as good as he's been, right? I mean, did we really see it coming? Did we all think Aiden Hill was going to be all that? Um, you could make a case that Logan Thompson. Look how the Golden Knights, how everything's unfolded with this team, with what they were doing, even with the goaltending last year. It really almost didn't matter. They have such great chemistry, especially defensively, working together, that makes them so good. And man, they're a favorite here tonight. But like I said, this line definitely has gone down. Maybe just check here. Because I believe it's gone down to maybe even $1.40, $1.35 or so. Yeah, for sure. Vegas here now at minus $1.50, minus $1.45 at a very square book offshore. And the total now at almost a flat 6. So maybe it's ticked up just a tad here with the Jets and the Knights. Brent says, "Give me the Knights in regulation." Yeah, see, well, right there. So, um, he does have the Knights winning by 0.3 goals, and to me that so $1.65. Now I don't know how you work it, Brent, but to me, 0.3 goals. That's $1.64 is too high for me for 0.3 goals in a game that's going to have 6.3 goals. I believe that line is too. I can only side with the Jets. I only like the Jets here. I'm taking the Jets to win in an upset as my pick here today. Rays on the puck line for the Knights. But my pick's the Jets here. I'm going with an upset here on the road for Winnipeg tonight. Oh, look, Golden Knights have been great. Um, I'm always going to look for certain. If anything, I've lost total value here too. I thought I was going to be cool, and look, I mean, I'm flatlining. I mean, I'm not getting much done this week, premium department, but I'm gonna keep. I'm never backing off plays like this. These are the ones that, you know, these are the ones that feel like I hang my hat on. We got a undefeated team here in the Golden Knights, and the move's on the Jets. Here come the Sharps, right? Feels like the Sharps. Uh, you know, I guess they're just giving money away. They're saying, "Hey, every Joe Bob, come to the sports book, get your free money on the Knights, compliments of the Sharps." So no problem. I'm taking Winnipeg here. They haven't been very good as an underdog either, just 1-3. But I'm going to respect the move here. If anything's given a discount to all the Knights players tonight, and I'm a Knights fan, but give me Winnipeg here tonight to end it here against the Golden Knights to end the winning streak. And what are we going to do? Take the Knights every game? Can't take that puck line here at minus $2. Wow. Predators and Kraken. NHL action here Thursday with the Kraken at home, $1.20 now, down to $1.20. So the move here on Nashville, total 5. The total here is just wrong. I don't think that. Let me get that off the screen actually, and make sure I just say it correctly. The highest total was 6. I want to say 6 over 15. So let me put the current total up there to avoid any confusion. Looks like 5.5 over 25 is maybe the most popular total right now. It's low, so let's just call it what it is. It's low, and at 5.5 over 25 with Nashville and Seattle. All right. Definitely seen only sharps only moving here on this under, but I'm not sure that I'm buying it necessarily, and I'm probably gonna if they're gonna try to get cute here. We went over a 5. Let's see, we went over. Reach over this table here for the plays last night. Okay, we went over a 5.5 last night, I believe. No, let's not. Just starting to take interest in some of these 5.5s right now is what I'm getting at because we're seeing a few today. We weren't seeing, the goals started hot and heavy early on, right? We were seeing a lot of goals, and now we're starting to see some 5.5s here. And the sharps, look, I'm just talked about how I'm all in with these sharps on some of these teams like the Wild and the Winnipeg and Edmonton, if you would, but not here. The Sharps are going under in this one, and usually I'm like in lockstep with them, but not not here. Even with Saros and Grubauer in net, I want to take 5.5 over 20. Even at 25, I also see a 21 out there. So maybe it was even a little bit cheaper than this. But so far, I've only seen pretty much the Sharps pounding the under here a little bit, and I don't believe it. Here's Brent. He does say 4.9 goals, so he likes the under here as well, and he likes maybe the Kraken. Seems fair. I agree with Brent. I see that's an amazing thing is I interpret Brent's numbers differently than Brent. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Nashville for Darren, and uh, I'm not. I don't know. I'm almost want to be on Seattle, and let me see the price, $1.20. I want to update. I mean, yeah, crack it worth a shot, right? I kind of agree with that. And if it gets any cheaper, if it gets like a pick'em or something, sharps like Darren on Nashville, I might. Here's where I might be opposite. Here I might be willing to take the Kraken. Here, the lean's the Kraken for me right now for sure. And I'm maybe just looking to get a little bit better price or see something I like. But I'll take the over 5.5 here. I agree with Brent. I mean, um, I don't think it's a 7 or 8 goal game, but too much pressure to the under here from the Sharps, and a game that I'm just not convinced that this will be 2-1, 3-2 tonight. And I thought, let me see, I thought actually maybe one of these goalies is likely to play. Let me see, because we don't have very many confirmed goaltenders at this point, but I thought in this one we did. Nope. All right. And Brent says it feels. That's what I thought, right? But I know the Kraken can have certainly some scoring issues, and Nashville on the road maybe as well. I mean, the you look at the overall numbers for the teams. Uh, I don't. I don't know if there's anything necessarily to suggest that it's going to be an over. Nashville, they've actually road underdog, they've actually scored a few more goals than they have in their low scoring home games where they've been very uh, solid as a home favorite. I mean, it's like under City, and on the road, I just feel like the Predators are going to score. Seattle 3-7 to the under so far, but they've played a lot of road games as well, and this is just their second time being favored, I think, this season. So I almost need a little bit more data point here, but I think that they're in the situation where it is more apt to be over. If this game were at Nashville, um, I'd probably be looking under, quite frankly. All right, the Canadians on the road against Arizona. I like this game, and I like what my Canadians are doing. How about it? It's been an exciting start. There's no way they'll keep this up. No way. And it's not even as good as some of these other teams, but to have 5 wins so far out of nowhere, yeah, it's been fun for the Habs at this point. Now, granted, they haven't been on the road too frequently so far, and this probably isn't a very good spot for them, quite frankly. This might be where it ends a little bit. Uh, Look, Arizona. I didn't know. I'm a hockey better. I'm a hockey fan. I'm not a hardcore off season who's going to be great. I need to read all the previews to get caught up on the off season and things like that. And I didn't know that the Coyotes were going to be, uh, you know, I don't want to even say dramatically improved. I mean, they only have four four. They have 4 wins. I mean, that's pretty good. So, and it's good for Montreal. Connor Ingram in here. He is one of the only confirmed goalies tonight, but it will be Ingram in goal here. So I don't know. Feels like I this is right on, Brent. Not I don't think I have it. Let me see here. I don't have it quite that uh, big of a discrepancy, but I've got it Arizona and over. I can safely say that. And at well, I guess there's no chance this is going to a 6.5. Um, let me, if I may, okay. Let's see. Ray's on Montreal. Mike's on the Coyotes. So a little bit of a discrepancy there. And here's Ray also on the over here. And I kind of want to go over. I like the over. So maybe we can get on an over here, and I can just kind of save the Coyotes. No offense to Ray about his pick on my Montreal team, but I want to have I want so sold on premium right now. I mean, I have spots. Certainly, it's a huge card, and I'm not gonna, go huge on the because, like I said, I feel like things are a little bit tighter for me tonight. So, let me go ahead. I'm gonna take the over in this one, and maybe think about this a little longer with the Coyotes. I might be able to move them into premium kind of territory here if the line can go down. I almost wanted to need $1.15, but when you're playing, when I see these type of matchups where you have, um, I don't want to say the Coyotes are playing a quality opponent, but the record would suggest that they're playing an okay opponent, and I only base it kind of on the records. So when you have early season, two good teams, short favorite at home, that's been a pretty solid trend um, over the oh gosh, it's been several years now. I don't think the percent it's a not a high it's profitable and it's long term. So the cheaper you can get this type of situation, um, just always a pretty solid play. I'm not broad brushing this a little bit. I mean, there's certainly something to the Coyotes' success so far. Although I will say they're 1 and 2 as a puck line favorite so far. They've actually had some favorite roles here. Um, One, I believe, was on the road when they were they playing the Ducks. I think, whatever the case may be. But Montreal so far 3-0 puck line on the road, so maybe it's going to be close still. Got to keep an eye on that. I'll take the over here. Figure this one maybe gets to 3-3 for sure, and I'll go over.
Final.
All right, last one on the ice. We made it in 45 minutes. Um, I'm almost there as far as making this just a little bit smoother for me with and then we got college basketball coming up. So the show's going to get a little bit smashed down a little bit with college football, and maybe on a 13 game card, we might not even do all but we have, every team's still in it. So you can't eliminate teams. Canucks and Sharks here. With the Canucks, $2 favorite on the road, whatever. Um, I don't think I can get in. I don't think I can get too thrilled about that. Kakinen is confirmed, it looks like, here for San Jose today. I don't care. Um, I mean, I don't say like that. I mean, he's 0-3 so far. The Sharks have been pretty crummy. Demko, 1.92 goals against, but I don't know. You think I want Vancouver here on the road as a $2 favorite? I might have to just find a way to San Jose here. It feels like the money's rolling in on Vancouver. It feels like, uh, I mean, I guess I could look maybe at the total. It feels like it's going to be a solid under. The steam came in on the under, but boy, I was kind of liking the under here. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm too hip on the spot actually uh, for the Canucks here, laying it on the road. Despite, look, they shoot the puck as right now statistically, right? They shoot the puck as well as anybody. Here's Werner on the Canucks puck line. I mean, I don't know if that's sustainable. That's not their game, but they're scoring goals, and of course, I mean, San Jose. I think they're last, next to last, bottom three. Maybe only because they haven't played enough games. I don't know. They can't get it going. Okay, Rays on the over. I don't know about that. I think they pounded the under. Can I get it at six? I can't even get it at 6.5 anymore. I might just have to go under right now. On the show here is my play. Because the value feels like it's out the window. All right, it's going to be the under for me here in this one. I've kind of want to give out the Sharks, but I don't want to be, I can't do it. At least they're plus $1.10, $1.50. What is it? $1.10, $1.15 or so. Dollar. Oh, they're minus $1.30 on the puck line. All right, just give me the under here in this one. Looks like I've missed out on some. Raise on the over. That's okay. I'm on the under. That's a look at hockey for tonight. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate that. If you want to stick around, I'm going to look at 8 NFL games for Sunday right now here on the show. So stay tuned for that coming up. NFL action for Sunday from Frankfurt, Germany. It's the Dolphins and the Chiefs. Well, I mean, why not put your best game of the season in another country? You're going to move the Super Bowl to London. Might as well practice here in Frankfurt, Germany. We would like to see this game. Look, I mean, we didn't. I don't know. We didn't know. I mean, everybody said the Dolphins would be pretty okay this year, pretty decent, right? They looked good. The Chiefs are a Super Bowl contender. Well, I guess in Germany, you don't go to Germany very often. Um, I want to say they played. This might be the second game in Germany. I don't think it's the third game. Let me see. I think I have that here in this. I think I have it here. The Germany factor. It's not the only game in Germany this season. I mean, they'll play one more. It's next week. They'll be the Patriots and the Colts. So, two games in Germany at the Allianz Arena in Munich. No, I'm sorry. It's in Frankfurt. I just said that, didn't I? Frankfurt. Uh, Munich was last year. So both these games will be played at the Deutsche Bank Park. That's what it is. The Deutsche Bank Park here. And the Chiefs. No problem, Brent. I just do it because, I like to have some videos in advance and promote some of the picks and everything. So we just do. That's why we do some my weekend games in advance, and Tony does them in advance. So no problem, brother. Great job today. Of course, this is this. If you're a local, you're headed out to the Waldstadion there in Frankfurt. But so far, the London games went 0-3 to the under, and the overseas games over the last 7 years are now at 9-17 to the under. And these totals are always just so high. But there's no doubt that the last five, let's see, the last five NFL neutral site games, so this includes the overseas games, but it also includes, I believe I have one that was a game that was moved. I'd have to research. I only have the list of games here, but the last five that have had a total of 49 or higher have gone 4-1 to the under. So I don't think Taylor Swift, Mike, is going to be traveling to Germany for this one, right? Although I don't know, maybe it is. Wouldn't that be something? I mean, she is a world traveler. I mean, it's not hard for her to get up and go to Germany. It wouldn't be like me going to Germany. It'd be, I'm sure, a traumatic experience at this point. So, anyways, let me get to a little pick action here. The Chiefs, look, the line here down to 1. There were some lines that had Chiefs a little bit higher than this, even on the look ahead for sure. Had Chiefs maybe as high as a 4.5, 5, maybe even a 6-point favorite in the earliest look aheads before maybe a slight slip here for the Chiefs to a certain extent. But looks like the Sharps want to continue to pound Miami here, and seems like a pretty, I don't know. I kind of they're one factor. I don't know if anybody's looking at this like we did in the other games, but um, the Dolphins they're there. The Chiefs, I think they're going today. So the Dolphins have been there. They're waiting. They're prepping, and the Chiefs. We saw what happened right when the team comes in at the last moment. They got beat. Remember Jacksonville and Buffalo came in at the last minute. So uh, I don't know if that's my angle, but I already kind of want to take a shot with the Dolphins, and I'd rather do it on this neutral field. Sharps are all Dolphins. There's no, I don't think there's any getting around it. I don't know, I'm supposed to know who the Sharps are on. Do you think that the Sharps, whoever they may be, when we talk about Sharps, we're just basically trying to categorize winning NFL betters. We don't know who they are. They don't advertise themselves, but we can look at line movement a little bit of going against the grain. There's no problem here. The Dolphins aren't an unpopular pick, certainly, even with the general public. While this game may be a toss up, I don't know. Let me see what the ticket count to me. I'm showing it mostly in favor of Kansas City. In fact, it looks pretty heavy as far as the spread is concerned, maybe because of the cheaper price. But I want Miami in this game. I'm taking Miami to win the game. Probably on the under two. I don't get it, Mike, with Taylor Swift's age. Is that the No, let's see. Hmm. Trying to make a funny out of that, but I can't figure it out. Okay, give me the Dolphins here, with, you know, this situation with the travel. I mean, it really has me concerned that these teams are not making the right decision when going over there right now. You have the Dolphin Mostert, he's active. I mean, it doesn't matter who the Dolphins are throwing out there at running back. These guys are all terrific. It just seems like they just, there's got to be something. When you see like players like multiple players in one role excelling, like they are, yeah, the Dolphins have some outside weapons that other teams don't have for sure, and they have a quarterback that throws a pretty good. But when the Dolphins are getting to the outside with these speedy running backs a little bit, with a lot of sometimes misdirection, you know who that is. You know who that is. That's our guy, Coach Logic, working it all together. So I don't know. He looked a little goofy in that last interview, but I hope he's, got everything under control because right now he's got the world on his shoulder. He's on top of the world, Coach Logic. And the Dolphins here in good position. One of the best games of the season is going to be played at 9:30 in the morning Eastern, 6:30 Pacific. And we've got to sit through all these. Can I say it, Tony? We've got to sit through all these shitty games on Thursday night and Sunday night and even Monday night. And here we are, basically 6:30 on the West Coast, and you know there are some other matchups that maybe you could call the matchup of the season. But when you think of these two offenses, this is what you want to be watching, right? And the Dolphins and the Chiefs. You want to watch this more than the Buffalo and the Chiefs or the Bengals, right? Because of the Dolphins' spectacular offense right now. So, well, I don't know what these guys are doing, and it's hard to plan things a year in advance. I get that, or 6 months in advance, whatever. And they want to put some good teams over there, but sure feels like, and I'll be up. We'll be up. Well, you know where we'll be. We'll be right here on the air on Sunday, at least throughout the first quarter. I mean, we'll be off the air early if we can for that one. Want to at least get into the second half and enjoy it. So let's take I'm going to take the Dolphins here. Minnesota Vikings and Atlanta Falcons NFL action. This one is for Sunday, and we've seen just big news this week from this game, from this matchup. We know everything that's going on, certainly here with the Minnesota Vikings and their bummer here this season with losing their quarterback for the remainder of the season. It won't be like a people say the Achilles injuries and whatnot, but one of the things is like with Aaron Rodgers, his injury isn't to his push off leg, so that also is kind of helping him maybe to get back earlier. While for Cousins, it is. So, anyways, the Falcons have moved to a big favorite here because of the move that the Minnesota Vikings will have to move to Jared Hall to be the quarterback. And while they did acquire Dobbs this week, probably going to need a week of work with him. On that trade. But I does think that Dobbs would be the quarterback moving forward, acquiring him for specifically that. Interestingly, they would, go, yes, while Dobbs is gaining massive experience, and maybe there were other quarterbacks out there and available, but this is the move they've made, interestingly. But they'll have Hall this week. And for Atlanta, maybe the move is because bettors are feeling more confident that Taylor Heineke will be in there this week at quarterback rather than Desmond Ritter. People have kind of soured on Ritter here a little bit. Remember, Ritter was winning all the games at home with Atlanta, and that became kind of his theme because he had never lost at home in college. Not never, but I mean, had an incredible record in college and was also winning games at home with Atlanta. But now maybe they've caught up to him a little bit, and Atlanta certainly a little bit overrated, maybe with some of those wins. Here comes Ray. Here's on the Vikings and Atlanta for Thomas. And Mike says maybe it'll be he's got that's the other game, I think. Ferner on the Falcons here in this one. So that's I think kind of what we're looking at. So Heineke certainly, even when he was with Washington, people said, "Hey, we like it with Heineke in there," and we kind of liked Heineke in there as well. So it's just interesting that that Heineke's ended up here in this spot with Atlanta. So we've only seen kind of more move to the over here as this news is kind of unfolded. In fact, it got hit again to the over yesterday. And it just seems I know the Vikings have a rookie quarterback in here. Um, but I kind of like these fast tracks a little bit. I don't necessarily like when they put these I do like when they put these low totals on the indoor games a little bit. I get it. I mean, the Vikings, certainly have, their work cut out for them with a rookie quarterback this week against Atlanta. I mean, the spread has totally moved in Atlanta's favor, and I don't know. I'd probably be more interested in trying to find my way back onto the underdog here at this high number, and think that they do have a chance. I'm sure they're going to get overlooked big time, and that might be enough to catch my eye. Tickets are running 3 to 2 in favor of Atlanta right now. So, all right. Well, for me, I'm going to take the over. I can't stand it. I get it. I mean, rookie quarterback here for Minnesota. They are, if anything, it does feel a little bit unfortunate. Like they are a little bit up against the time this week and whatnot. So maybe that will also help Atlanta in terms of uh, field position, getting the ball where they can capitalize on uh, Minnesota's shortcomings right now as they try to fix things here and what was really just a late breaking situation, right? I mean, that happened very late in the game with Cousins. They knew going in, they knew that night they were done, but they had to act quickly and appropriately. Amazing they'd end up, you know, I thought that maybe there were some other bigger name quarterbacks out there that they could make a move for, but this is where they've ended up. All right, give me the. I'll still take the over in this one. The Seattle Seahawks and Baltimore Ravens. NFL action for Sunday in Baltimore, up to a 6-point favorite here now against Seattle coming in, interestingly enough. I note it because uh, certainly when you think of the type of success that both teams have had this season, I mean, this game opened Baltimore as low. I saw a low opener of as low as 3 at one book. So it's really been kind of one-sided movement here this week for the Ravens. I think the general opener was mostly 4.5 or 5s, but just to note that one book in New Jersey was as low as -3 here for the Ravens. You got to look. We know the Ravens play defense. Seattle's defense certainly is. I don't know if it's underrated, underappreciated, under talked about, whatever the case may be. Seattle's defense has been pretty decent this season, and more so at home. Certainly, they have all those advantages. But I don't know if I can trust laying this many points. I mean, I want to take the points. Thomas says, "Give me Seattle," and the total. I mean, the total looks ridiculous to me. It looks too high. I mean, I think I've got defensive teams here, don't I? Sure, Seattle has Geno, the explosiveness. Everyone says Geno's been down, and he has been down to a certain extent. Now he's still got the weapons, but you're going up against a team that, well, I don't know. Baltimore's supposed to be playing some pretty good defense right now. So I feel like I've got two good two good things here going for me. I'm taking Seattle here plus the points. I think it's too high. I think it's a one touchdown game. So it's going to clear close, I mean, no doubt. But somewhere I think between 3 and 6 points will be the deciding range of the score, and I think this one actually might be one touchdown, and maybe even as high a touchdown too high here. So what was the opener here? 43 at one offshore book. Did see some 43. So yeah, Thomas says the Ravens defense has to show up here in this one. Don't they all? I mean, do they not ever? Do they take you know games off? Doesn't feel like they. Doesn't feel like they do. The tickets are running very very high to the over in this one, from what I see. So maybe the public likes the over. Look, Lamar, MVP Lamar here, right? I mean, look, Lamar's playing great. No doubt about it. I mean, the Ravens 6-2, but the Seahawks are that team. They're 5-2. Nobody, don't forget about the Seahawks. Um, you know, got a Coach of the Year candidate obviously going on here. Hi, Howard. Nice to see you. So I've got to take these points. I mean, it feels to me like Seattle must have a pretty decent team. They're playing well this season. They can get this inflated number. They have, uh, you know, remember the Cleveland Seattle game? That was two good defenses. And yeah, while there did turn out to be a little scoring, I don't know. This feels like a defensive game in the high 30s to me. And I want more point. I want the points with that. So, all right, give me the Seahawks here. I think it's going to be a low. All right. Well, uh, this is this is tough. It's a Thursday. I've already said, look, you could have as many as 11 quarterbacks this week that are backups basically in the game. And that's what you have here as well with this matchup with the Cardinals going up against the Browns. We don't even know. I don't even think we can even, uh, officially say who the starting quarterbacks. I think we kind of know who it's going to be, but um, do we do we know do we know what these two teams are going to be doing this week? When you see something like this, man, you got to be thinking, how are we going to end up scoring any points out here? But uh, the steam's already come rolling in on the under. 30, is it 37.5 or is it 32 here? Because I don't know. To me, it feels like it's going to be a dead solid under in this one. I kind of want to take it now before it feels like it's going to go lower. And to me, it feels like it has gone kind of lower enough. I should probably put it at 37. No, it looks like there's 37 and a half across the board here in this one. So, uh, look, Kyler Murray, he's getting closer, right? This week, this could be. Let's see. Thomas says Browns win, Cardinals cover. Cardinals got they're such a hard trying team, aren't they? Now, granted, uh, say what you will about Dobbs, he couldn't win any games, but he knew how to cover spreads, and he hadn't been there quite that often, and they had rolling with Dobbs. They're always competitive. It's been great. You know that the Cardinals have been able to, uh, be competitive in some of these games, but they really they do end up failing late. Now, granted, they did get the money last week in Baltimore, but uh, they lost and they failed at Seattle by 1 point. They lost 20-10. They were getting 9. They got blown out by the Rams. They were getting a touchdown. They got blown out at home by the Bengals, but they were in it early. That's the funny thing, right? But they still lost by 2 touchdowns, a 3 point dog. And then they lost at the Niners by 19, getting 15. So we say the Cardinals, uh, yeah, I agree with it. They are competitive at some points in the game, but they are 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 games. Covering the last game, Deshaun Watson, questionable, right? So we don't know what's going on. It makes this game very tough, to kind of, you know, put our play out there a little bit. It feels like. So the more I think about it, the more I want to come in on Arizona. Maybe we'll see what the line is, and the line's already gone down enough for me that I'm uncomfortable. But um, I want to take the under, so I'll just take under 30. Call it 37 for me, but I think you get 37 and a half. I'm going to take the under with the Cardinals and the Browns this week. So here we are again with more quarterback issues because it's Matthew Stafford this time that now all of a sudden has an injury. He's got an injured thumb, and we'll never see Stetson Bennett. We don't even know what's going on with. I just mentioned Stetson Bennett because there was some, it came up this week that uh, we don't know what we don't know if it's an injury, a suspension, do we? With what's going on, has anybody called Stetson Bennett to see what's going on here? Anyways, in a matchup with an established quarterback like Jordan Young, don't really know what's going to happen with the Rams this week in this situation. So more uncomfortability here. That's why we've seen the Packers as bad as they've been so far. And I was one early saying, hey, let's give Jordan Love a chance. I like when these quarterbacks sit out a couple years, observe what's going on. And I don't know, for the first week or two, Jordan Love was making plays, but it all fell apart. And but here uh, it doesn't feel like Stafford's going to play because the Packers are a 3-point favorite. In fact, they're, I don't know, they might be 3.5 in some spots. But you think they're going to cover a spread? Yeah, they're 3.5 now out there at some spots at this point. But man, that doesn't feel great at all. I don't feel like I want to trust the Rams, to cover any numbers. And like I said, a little bit concerned here. We don't know what's going to happen with the Rams. I do want to take the over. I wish we knew a little bit more about the situation at quarterback, but um, I'm still I want to lean to the over. Let me take a look here. Yeah, questionable with that thumb injury. Well, I do like to give out a play here on the show, and um, I don't, I'm not sure I'm trusting the Packers here even at this point. But I guess if Stafford isn't going to play, it's going to be certainly more difficult. The steam came rolling in on the under for the most part, but I kind of want to get on the over here. And I don't want to lay this with the Packers. What do you guys have? This is terrible. All right. Well, I guess we'll make the call here in this one. And um, what are you guys saying here? Oh, who's the Rams? Um, Boise State. Rippin. Brett Rippin is the backup for the Rams. He certainly has experience. So I'm going to take the over. I am going to take the over. That kind of settles it for me too. So Thomas maybe on the Rams here. That's a tough one. It's a tough one this week. A lot will be decided on Sunday. That's what it feels like to me, as far as the plays are concerned. Because we have, well, at least we have two quarterbacks we know and trust here with some of our favorite guys, Baker Mayfield and C.J. Stroud. One of the best quarterbacks in the league at this point. The way these quarterbacks are falling the wayside and the way Stroud has looked and the success that he's had so far. Yeah, the Texans are 3-4, but it does feel like CJ Stroud has been pretty terrific and no reason why he probably won't be here in this game. They opened up as low as a pick 'em. They're already up to 2.5 or so. Wow. Okay. And this total, I don't know, 38, 39. You got CJ Stroud in there. Now I know the Buccaneers have done everything defensively. These are two defensive teams really so far. But I feel like this one's going to go over. I don't know if we're going to see the defense here. Again, this is like, to me, looks like the fast track a little bit necessarily. I don't know if it's going to be a defensive game like you might expect. Ray here is on the Texans, and here's Thomas on the Texans. You guys are on the Texans. I'm on the Texans. Let's lay it -2.5 against the Buccaneers with the Texans. They feel like a sleeper a little bit too, don't they? Moving forward, so they'll get to 500 here if they win this game, and I would think they will. Let's take the Texans today. Sunday. Let's take the Texans on Sunday. All right, I want to get this show on the road here with the Commanders and the Patriots. And again, here's one where we know at least who's in that quarterback this week uh, with our man Mac Jones. Here's the thing, Mac Jones, right? Mac, you're too uptight. You're too uptight, Matt. Loosen your shoulder, right? Matt goes out there last couple of weeks, not the same uptight Mac. He's got his shirt untucked. Uh, it looks like a change of attitude to a certain extent. I don't know if it's going to result in much on the field for Mac. Maybe it's not going to be the answer. Uh, moving forward. But here they are. They're favored by a field goal. It's three, I think, for the most part. I should probably call it three. Feels like it's three for the most part. Maybe if I take the Patriots here, I can bump it back up to 3.5 and penalize, make it tougher. But I don't know. I'm kind of pro Mac all of a sudden, uh, a little bit, at least in a matchup like this against the Commanders. Looks, the Commanders, we've seen them trading the pass rusher last week. Maybe they're looking to the future a little bit. It doesn't feel like a fire sale or anything, but you know, maybe they are being responsible. Actually, maybe some players aren't going to be worth their weight in gold moving forward when they go up for those big contracts, and maybe they're already turned the corner past their prime, or going to get too much money for a position that you can replace. Some guys are hard to replace. I mean, maybe Chase Young is that guy, but I like Mac here, and I think Mac can have a good game actually, and I think the Commanders also can produce some offense here in this one with Sam Howell. I think this will be a fun game. Actually, I think this will be this might be a shootout. Believe it or not, even with Mac in there, I think this has a chance of being. Do I have the total too high on my line here? No, 41. We've only seen this line kind of go up. This one opened as low as 39. I tend to trust a move like that, right? I mean, most people are going to be like, "Oh, Mac, come on, Mac," and Sam Howell. I guess I don't know what the perception is of public perception is of Sam. I guess I think they're looking at a backup still for the most part, but I think he can sling it a little bit. But to me, Mac looks more relaxed. Something has happened here over the last couple of weeks. I don't know if it's gonna. I make proclamations on here when I like a quarterback or something like that. I don't know if it's going to turn around for Mac long term, but I like what I saw the last 2 weeks. I saw a guy with his shirt tucked out, not looking uptight at all. Could have had something to do with the matchup, the opponent, whatever. He looked more comfortable. So I'm probably willing to lay some points here with the Patriots in this one. Just give me Mac Jones here. I don't want to lay. I'll put 3.5. I know you can get three, and I don't want to move the line just for myself to make a good line. But I think it is enough threes out there that anybody can get three. I'll certainly buy it down. I might even be just on the money line here personally. This is a free play on the show up to lay 3.5. I think the Patriots have the best chance to win this game and cover the spread here against the Commanders. Patriots get a little bit healthy here. Look, they're not dead. I want to say with 6 losses, they need to win. They need a winning streak, and this is the Patriots. It's not beyond them, but they're going to need to win. You know, certainly at least 7 more games. I would get 6 or 7 more games. So take the Patriots here over the Commanders in this one, and I got Mac to look good. All right, it's going to be, and I include the bag boy in there as one of the quarterbacks that is a backup here in the spot, and you guys know I'm on bag boy. I mean, I like bag boy. Okay, I'm sorry he had a bad game. I don't know. Maybe it is over his head, but I think the Bears fans are hoping that Badgett is the guy long term over Fields. Now, I don't want to kick Fields to the curb and maybe they can get something for him too. The way, quarterbacks are falling by the wayside in this league. He's out with that thumb injury. He's, going to be able to come back. But the Bears aren't in any position, to be competitive this season. So they already have this Division two quarterback in there who looks great, by the way. He looks great in the pocket. He has one of the strong. I don't know. I've seen him throw some deep balls. Um, I'm just a guy here. I haven't really seen, what they're saying too much. It looks like he has one of the stronger arms in the league right now. Out of all the quarterback, arm strength, throwing the ball far down the field is what I mean. Not hard bullet passes or anything like that. Big arm for Badgett, right? Yeah, his dad was like a world champion arm wrestler, apparently. So there's got to be something to arm strength there. I didn't know that. I said this guy, they'd already talked about him a little bit, and you had to go back. And I'm not saying I'm like, oh, I went back and watched some film. No, I didn't do that. I just listened to what people said, then researched his career certainly a little bit. I mean, the guy has as decorated as a Division two quarterback as there was. But then you see him in person a little bit, and you're like, wow, this guy throws, and look at his size is good and everything. The tools are there. Sometimes people just get lost in the shuffle a little bit. When you go to a lower level and exceed, like, crush every record, right? So maybe if he was in Division One, what would have been? Maybe just some. Maybe he would have been a good quarterback. Maybe he would have been a guy like, hey, wow, this guy could be a top, and he was a draft pick. But I mean, um, certainly for Badgett, or was he? Let's see. I don't want to quote that wrong. I thought he was still. Uh, oh, he was an okay. He was an undeclared free agent, right? Okay. So, but he dropped out of the draft. I think what happened was he dropped out of the draft because I don't think the prospects were there. The Bears were already, he's from Illinois, so they were going to be interested. And there's no doubt. I mean, if you could take a guy like this and he is something, and you have a fine, that's one thing. But uh, you at least got to have the tools. The tools are there. You just don't know. I mean, there's a reason why he was a Division two quarterback. So, anyways, enough of that. I'm blah blah blah. Saints do have a lot of injuries, if I'm not mistaken, on this report this week. I mean, you got uh, Thomas questionable. We did see him out there, but he's listed with an illness. Um, Even Taysom Hill's found his way here to the injured list. So there are guys on this. It's a pretty deep injury list at this point. So, all right. Well, I'm on my man. Badgett again. I'm on Bag Boy. Bag Boy. What you gonna do when we bring your food? I'm taking him. I'm taking him plus 9 points. And I'm, not necessarily saying let's get on the Bears here. Let's move on the Bears. I mean, I don't know, maybe 2 wins. This is where they, need to be, or where they're supposed to be at this point. But, beat the Raiders. Yeah, did they get blown out in that game by the Chargers? I had the Bears last week. This is a second consecutive road game. I get all that. But I'm going to try the Bears. Maybe a little bit different situation facing Derek Carr. Than um, Justin Herbert. That's his name, Justin Herbert. All right, give me the Bears here. That's it for the show. Thanks, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. Morning Steam. Be back tomorrow for Friday with more action from uh, NBA, NHL. We'll have more college football as well. We'll preview more college football for Saturday. We'll talk about Friday games as well. Thank you so much. Catch me here also um, uh, this weekend. Head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 20% off all premium pick packages, including mine today in Major League Baseball and in the NBA and NHL. Texas Rangers, congratulations. Real happy for them. Took them 62 years to win that first World Series. Padres are only they are about my age, so 54 years old. So I maybe within the next 5 or 6 years, that the Padres can win the World Series by then. Hopefully, I'll still be around, and I could sit here and talk about the Padres, but I want to get off the show. But the Padres are a mess, and they just revealed yesterday that at the end of the season, they took out a $50 million loan to pay the bills, and they had one of the highest payrolls in the league that they're going to reduce by $40 million next year after all their television revenue dropped out from under them with that disastrous deal that, yeah, Major League Baseball still paid like 80% of it, but the Padres end up $50 million short. And, they can't afford how they end up with the highest attendance in team history and couldn't even pay the bills. This team, this they're a mess. All right, I love you guys. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. More morning steam tomorrow. This is Ramon Scott.